Alright, I thought I'd make a quick video uh, on GM 6.2 and 6.5 liter starters. Specifically, the 6.5 came with a 28 MT gear reduction starter that will say AC Delco on them from the factory, but they're actually Japanese made. Of course, any one you buy nowadays, if you buy it and it's not reman, it's Chinese. And this is a Chinesium starter. It's about probably 3 months old, and it's not cranking fast enough, which is typical of this particular starter. They didn't last. Their gear reduction and whatnot, which is what everything goes to. So this is a 28 MT that uses this bracket, which are a dime a dozen. You can get them like 15 bucks, $5 online, or used to be. And this is the good starter you want. These initially came on the 6.2. I have them on 6.2s and 6.5s, so they're interchangeable. This is the 27 MT. This one particularly, no, yeah, this one's a 27. I had a 22 that I had modified and changed the nose cone. That's a different story. And this is the bracket that goes to this starter. Most people trash them. Brackets are different. This is a gear reduction, direct drive starter. 28 MT, 27. So here's that one. And I one time needed one real bad in a pinch because I swapped to this starter and I had to buy one online for 50 bucks, not including shipping. So don't throw these brackets away. This starter, they have more longevity, they crank faster, they pull less amperage. That isn't true for bigger diesels generally. Most people go from direct drive on their, we're talking N14 Cummins and C15 Cats, big diesels, 3208s or whatever. Most people will dump this starter because it's big and heavy and go to a gear reduction like this style because they're lighter and easier to install. And in that case, they crank a little faster, but they don't have the endurance that one of these starters have. But in my experience on the GM 6.2 and 6.5 liter deals, these spin faster, they last longer, they have less troubles in general. You can crank longer if you have to for whatever reason, getting air out of it, whatever. These, that's like a 6-volt motor running on 12 volts. These don't last as long. They get hot. They get hot very quick. You don't want to crank any more than 15 seconds with one of these. One of these you can probably go a little longer than that. You don't want to go any further than that anyway, but you can, and you'll melt a battery cable or terminal before you burn this starter up, if it's a good AC Delco. But I just thought I'd show it to everybody. Here's the bracket for the 27 direct drive, and here's the bracket for the 28 MT gear reduction. But thought I'd share that. I am returning this and getting the money back because it wasn't cheap. Oh, that's another thing. This solenoid is $120 from your local auto parts. This solenoid comes on many, many different starters. It's widely available, and they're $20, just so everybody knows. And these starters are generally 150 bucks, and these ones are, well, actually, these used to be about $85. So I don't know what they are now. These are $150 to $200, at least in my neck of the woods. I didn't pay for this one. My friend that I bought this particular truck from had put this in there, and I'm gonna see if he'll return it and get some money back, and get his money back. If not, I'll throw it in the junk pile with the rest of them. I got about 8 of these laying around. Solenoid parts, I guess, is all they're good for, but otherwise these starters are worthless. They just don't last. I've had this one left me stranded several times. Just when it was cold out, the oil was thick and it just would not crank fast enough. I had to plug in the block heater, let the oil warm up, and then try again. But anyway, we're coming up on 4 minutes. I guess we'll shut it down. This is the starter you want. They have the same drive, same teeth, same nose cone. So this is better. Actually, this one isn't much heavier than this one. I'd say maybe 5 more pounds. Not much, but this is the starter you want. I don't care what anybody says.